Hi, Leo. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for Leo, July 1st through 15th. Homework family reading. I always I'm realizing the bell is duh, because everybody calls me bells, is, the thing that I need to be doing when I start off. All right. So much, so very, very much is going on this month. I just want to say right off the bat, like great balls of fire and abundance, abundance, abundance. But it really can go either way. And it does depend on you. That's the free will choice. Because I'm being given the number 8. So first off, the day of the 8th may have something important. It may not. I don't know. But I am being given the 8. And for me, 8 is abundance. But it's also karmic. So are you bringing in abundance of what you're creating? Or are you recreating karmic abundance? And it also speaks to me of infinity. So it feels like whatever you're doing right now is definitely going to make all the difference. And I feel like, first off, on July 7th, that day is going to be a very important day because it's 7-7. This is July. You're the Leo sign. You're ruled by the sun. This is eclipse season. I just feel like 7-7 is going to make a big deal with how you start redirecting your new path. Because I feel like it's definitely a new path. But I do feel there may be some issues with not wanting to follow your intuition. Because you may have fear of failure. Being inflexible or thinking that you know everything. Wanting to go at your own pace instead of the pace that's best for you. And fear of speaking your truth. You are going to have a lot of outgoing energy. A lot of outgoing energy. And I do feel like it's going to be in... A lot of that outgoing energy is coming from the heart chakra. But it needs to be based from the root chakra, is what I'm being told. And the root chakra is going to be going through a transformation because you're coming into a new level of stability. Not necessarily safety. It may be making you feel a new level of safety, but I feel like it's stability within your creative and courageous self is really what I'm being given. And you need to be very grounded, like I said, because you're resetting these energies. And I really feel like the 7th and the 8th are very important days for you in general. But I'm just going to run down the list of all the different information that I'm being given by Spirit. Like I said, I feel very revved up. I feel, and I don't mean this just for Leos, I feel like this whole month, or at least the beginning of the month, is really going to feel like a circus. I really feel like it's going to feel like a circus. But for Leos in general, when I started meditating and asking about you prior to the reading, as soon as I knew I was reading for Leo, the first thing that I was given was the Eiffel Tower. And then it was backed up with a cat. Okay, now this it's somewhat of the same thing, but it can go in different directions. Because I'm being given the Eiffel Tower. So this could be across the ocean. This could be taking a new adventure. This could be packing up and moving. This could be, taking a vacation, going somewhere, traveling of some form. But it's also the tower. Backed up with a cat that's walking away. So I feel like this is walking away from something and walking towards something else. The tower technically is destruction for construction. You're destroying it so you can build something new, and it may be in part, traveling or moving or doing a vacation or changing. I don't know. Like I said, that depends on you and your own personal life. But I'm also given the slug with this information, and the slug for me is actually very important. I'm being told you're going to be dealing with relationships too. Sorry, as I get it, I just give it to you. The slug for me deals with it's cleansing energy for creativity. The slug is creating a new path. But see, slugs really aren't that, even though they're sticky and icky looking, and when you think of them, what it is really is this slimy trail that's behind them. And what most people don't get about the slug is it left all of its baggage behind on the slimy, icky trail so that it could create a new trail. Then I'm being given my spirit guide of the wolf and my wolf tattoo in the moon, with it being eclipse season makes sense, because it's like itching my back and it's like gnawing at me. But for me, the wolf speaks to me of deep healing. And like I use the wolf for cutting cords. I use the wolf to help on a shamanic level, help cross others over. Ones who have been stuck, more or less. So I use it for super deep healing. But that also has to do with solitary situations. So I feel like this is some depths of self coming through. But I'm also being given the sword. And I'm being given like the sword like illuminated and glowing. It reminds me of the Ace of Swords. But it could also be because I'm dealing with Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And let's face it, Leos are the royalty of the zodiac. I feel very much like a lot of this energy is, well, I'm reclaiming my castle. I'm reclaiming my kingdom. I'm getting my fire back. That's my sword, and I shall take it. But if we're looking at it in, the tarot cards, because it could go either way, it just depends on who you are, it could be speaking to you of clarity. Now, here's the thing. I do feel a warning in here, and I'm not 100% sure how it is, so I'm just giving it to you as I'm giving it. Because with all of this information that I was given by Spirit, I'm also given pink lipstick smeared. Now, hear me out. This might actually make sense, because lipstick, mouth, Mercury going retrograde. Smearing the communication. And I feel like I'm supposed to be telling you, because like for me personally, I was born with my Mercury in retrograde, and I feel like I'm supposed to be telling you, maybe it's for just you to understand for your natal charts. A lot of times, a lot of astrologers will say when a planet is in retrograde and it's your natal chart, that it's a past life. But the way I see it, I do see it as a past life. But I also see it as you're born with it upside down, working against you. And until you learn how to flip it right side up, it's going to continue to work against you. But once you flip it right side up, then it becomes just as positive and abundant as Jupiter, but now in whatever that sign is. And we're talking about Mercury. And like I said, Mercury's going retrograde, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it was in your natal chart. But I feel like I'm supposed to tell that to somebody. Mercury is going to be retrograde this month. So I feel like this has to do with not letting, for those who have it and was born with it in retrograde, not letting your inner demon talk shit to you. Because if you don't flip it right side up, you can't turn that inner abundance of communication into working for you. You're actually working against yourself and accidentally creating exactly what you don't want, because you're letting that shit talk to you. So I feel like I'm supposed to be telling you that. Now, as I go down the most important information for the month in astrology, you have, it just feels like bases are full. Like you're in a circus. Like the whole time. And at least right on up to the 16th. Even though this is from the 1st to the 15th, the 16th is when you have the lunar eclipse and the full moon. So, I feel like the energy is just, as we're coming into this time. But on the 1st of July, you have Mars that moves into Leo. Jera and Mercury, or Ura and Mercury, also just moved into Leo. So this is sacrifice, commitment. It is your communication up until the 7th before it goes retrograde. And then you have Mars, which is your inner SWAT team, your inner warrior, your passion, your action, your aggression, your inner fire. It is also your sexual energy. It is your sacral chakra. And your sacral chakra is also having a communication right now with Neptune, who just went retrograde. With the Lilith in the house, speaking to your inner sexuality, speaking to making you feel secure within yourself, and that universal 12th house of healing and coming clean with yourself. But if you're not, this is why I said right off the bat, I'm feeling the 8 energy very powerfully. This is abundance and it's free will. You have the power, like I always say with the Rush card. Rush is the Sun card. You have the power to create the blessing or the punishment. 8 is the same kind of idea. It is abundance and you create it. Or karmic abundance because you're creating it into infinity. This is the way I see it. Okay, anyway, so you have Mars on the 1st moving into Leo. The other two are already in there. You have on the 2nd, which is a Tuesday, you have the solar eclipse and you have the new moon in Cancer, which is Leo's universal 12th house. But I'll come back for that in a minute. On the 3rd, so first 3 days you have something moving. On the 3rd, you have Venus moving into Cancer, your universal 12th house. Sensitivity, okay. And then on the 7th, which is 7, a very important day. And I feel like it's an important day to make sure that you are setting an example of what you want. Because it's a magical day. 7 is all about the mystery of creating magic, is the way I see it. So what you're putting out on the 7th is going to be important to what you're creating. And the 7th is when Mercury goes retrograde in Leo. Let's face it, us Leos, we know how to roar. Okay? So we're talking about communication, coming closer to Mars, working its way back into Cancer, coming out of the universal pursuit of pleasure and going back into the universal 4th house. But for us directly, that's going from self-awareness, self-identity, and image, and into that universal 12th house. And that's basically where a lot of this energy is going, along with the universal 6th house. And I'm just telling you, you have, let me look it up. Okay, your universal 12th house this whole time is disagreeing with Leo's universal 6th house. So this is your daily mundane tasks, what you do every day and you don't think twice about it. This is your daily work, your service, your diet, your health care, your ability to work, your hygiene, your caretaking. And I'm being told, Leos, you guys are caretakers. You are the heart chakra. So this is a caretaking time for yourself, for that healing, to create the world you're trying to create, but also stand in service of who and what you are at the same time. So it's very much, I feel a little bit like on a circus, like walking on the high wire, juggling that a little bit. But it's tasks, it's your employment, it's your everyday mundane task, which is having a situation with your hidden self, with your unconscious mind, with your karmic debts, your self-undoing, your bad habits, your frustrations, prison situations, government offices, grief, sorrow, secrets, regret. Things along these lines is what comes out of the universal 12th house. This is where we're in denial often. It's where we keep our skeletons in the closet. But it's also where we have the patterns and the addictions we've created that we at one time thought served us. and we've gotten good at it. I feel like what a lot of this is parts of our life is we've gotten very good at things that no longer serve us, and we're having to realize how to correct those patterns and addictions. But in our life as a Leo, those are going to be showing themselves in your daily mundane tasks. And something about your daily mundane tasks, your daily routine. Something about it's not serving you anymore. Something about it has to change and soulfully get more right and set new rules, walls, and boundaries. And I said roles. So maybe it's setting a new role for yourself. Maybe it's, having new roles of, like when I think of roles too, I'm thinking of like the character roles of people who are in our life. So it may be dealing with the mundane people and the characters who are in our life as well. Okay, now there's like something going on like every freaking day, okay? And I can't break it down for you in this video as quick as I normally do because of so much that's going on. On the 7th, like I said, the 7th is a very important day, I feel. You have also a T square going on that day, which is going to be working against you, which is coming into your universal second house. We're on the 7th. Yeah, I'm making sure. The universal second house, which is Virgo for us. And the moon will be here on this day, speaking directly across to Neptune, which is now moving closer to Lilith, and then speaking with Jupiter. So this is 2. It's our second house, third, fourth, fifth house, and 8th house. So this is how we create our pursuit of pleasure. This is how our creativity is coming out. It is how our personal interests are serving us, how we create and express ourselves. This is how we enjoy our lives. But this is also a childlike energy, so this is children. But it's also coming into what are the rules within these relationships that we have, and how is that serving your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem? Okay, because you're going to find something within those joint finances, those joint resources, those joint efforts. There's a transformation within those rules, walls, and boundaries of those relationships that's kind of feeling like it's fighting your pursuit of pleasure and your self-worth and your self-value and your self-esteem. And it's going to be brought to an abundance on this day. Plus, like I said, you have Mercury, which is going retrograde in your sign of self-worth and self-identity, your appearance, your physical body, your personality in itself. So I feel like this is a day you'll want to make sure you're getting it right. You also have Mars, which is Mars and Mercury at this time. Mars and Mercury, which is going to be fighting your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom in your universal 10th house. So something within the honor, your prestige, your professional life, your career, your outer community, your responsibilities, the authority is going to feel like it's going against your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom. And I feel the way that you choose to respond on this day is going to make all the difference because Mercury is going retrograde on that day. And it's sitting on top of Mars. Okay, it's sitting on top of Mars. Your passion, your action, your aggression, your fire. Phil, you want to make sure that you're saving your word vomit for the right time, the right place, and make sure that you're not putting it out there when you're going to regret it, but make sure you're standing your ground and you're in your power. Because like I said, I feel like you're reclaiming your kingdom. But it's also important that you reclaim it, not destroy it. Okay? And I feel like that's very important at this time. Those are the things there's a lot of other stuff that's going good for you that day, but I feel like it's important to give you that information. And like I said, hold on, I'm just scrolling around. I feel like on the day before the 7th, you're going to be having a lot of still outer community. A lot of this is going to be within your conscious actions and what you're being conscious about on your extroverted side, your material world. Like I said, you're going to be taking a lot of material, physical world changes, outgoing changes. This is your southern hemisphere. This is where your midhaven is. This is your visible conscious actions. This is also speaking about your self-motivation. This is your action-oriented and self-asserted self within the relationships and the outer world and the other people of our life. Dealing with both the ascendant and the descendant sign is really what I'm getting now. See, and I'm even singing circus. So, I mean, like I said, I feel like you've got so much circus energy going on. That whole eclipse energy is exactly what we were talking about. That 6th house, speaking to the 12th house, your daily mundane tasks with your hidden self and your karmic self and your skeletons in the closet and your denials and all of that, and forcing that all to be worked on and healed. So, I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to find certain specific things that Spirit's like that. Oh, I already looked at that one. That would explain it. On the 8th, because I feel like I'm supposed to be telling you something about the 8th. The 8th, you have another T-square. You have the moon, then in Libra, speaking to Chiron, and then speaking to Venus, which will be in Cancer. So this is your 3rd house, speaking to your 9th house, and then speaking to your 12th house. So this is coming into your spirituality, healing those karmic wounds, coming into, those depths of who and what you are from dealing with those karmic depths, dealing with, the unconscious hidden stuff from ourselves. It's also dealing with our grief, our sorrow, our secrets. It's our skeletons in the closet, but it's speaking with that universal 3rd house, speaking directly with your siblings, your neighbors, and your communication in general. So I feel like I said, I feel like the 7th and the 8th are going to be incredible key days to make sure you don't screw up. And the 9th, you got another T-square from your 6th house to your 12th house and over to, it's the same thing, over to Libra. You have a grand trine on the 10th, going from Lilith to Scorpio to Venus. So there's a lot of sensitivity. This is all water energy. This is this is all coming into the karmic depths of who and what you are, the relationships and how you're dealing with them versus, like I said, there's something about your hidden mundane tasks that is working against you, and it's coming out of that universal 12th house. I really feel it all the way around. It's coming out of, your subconscious, your hidden selves, your self-sacrifice, your karmic debts, your self-deception, your bad habits, addictions, and the frustrations you carry because you've created them and not realized that they don't serve you anymore. This could also deal with prison situations, government offices. It could be dealing with grief, sorrow, secrets. And I feel like this has to do with courage, sexuality, confidence. A lot of this is coming into feeling about how you feel about yourself. And then it's ending on the full moon with the lunar eclipse and the full moon taking place in Capricorn, where Saturn is and Pluto is, talking about the new foundation you're creating by seeing where it's not, where everything's been up in the air. I feel like the juggling act is definitely what's talking to you. You know what? I feel like this deck. This is my Thai Oracle deck. It is I Ching. Tell me about Leo. Okay, that was a mistake. Tell me about Leo. What does Leo need to know from June? Right in the beginning of, not June, right in the beginning of July. What does Leo need to know right in the beginning? Thank you. The Marrying Maiden. This is number 54 in I Ching. This is birth, youth, flesh. This is arousing thunder, provoking shock, impulsive, and it can be destructive. It is a joyous lake. It is pleasurable, sexual, and expressive. The Marrying Maiden is compromising situations. It is succumbing to seduction, manipulation, and lower self-esteem. So I feel like this is saying you're learning how to rise. I mean, look at this, okay? First off, this is freaking chains. Chains around her whole outfit holding her down. That's not a pretty outfit. This is chains. Okay? But she's got roses. She's ready to rebirth. She's ready to pull these fucking chains off. She's ready to move forward. Like I said, the Marrying Maiden, this is about marrying what you want to marry, not what you have to marry. This is like I said, it also means to share and to open. So this is opening yourself up and taking the new direction. Arousing, thunder, provoking, shocking, impulsive, but it can be disturbing. It is birth. It is youth. It is flesh. Again, it is the joyous lake. Pleasurable, sexual, and expressive. This is expressing how you want to lose your chains. And the roses are expressing how you want to move forward. Okay, anything else that Leo needs to hear about right when they approach July? Okay, well, that was just way too much. And the last card. Wait, was it this one? Was it this one? Apparently it wasn't neither, so they're having a little bit of an attitude and changing their mind on me. I'm not trusting that either. It is... What was I saying? See, you can't make this stuff up. Youthful folly. But what's she doing? She's on a high wire. This is to limit, to risk. Stone, the energy of stone, stillness. Fetal water. It is keeping still, enduring rest, meditation, and maturity. But it's also speaking of the abysmal. It is facing the dangers, the emotional difficulty, and the abstracting. It is impulsiveness, immaturity. It is ignorance, learning, patience, recklessness, behavior. To limit so that you can risk properly. Okay, and then you have oppression. To open and to risk. So you're first stopping. You're figuring out who you are. You're figuring out how to express yourself, what is going on inside, how you're going to take these chains off, how you're going to get these flowers to protect you and to bring love to you that you deserve. Then you're figuring out how to walk this high wire. You're limiting the risk so that you can understand the risk. You are keeping still. You're resting. You're finding maturity. You're meditating. You're going into a stone energy. This is fetal water so that it can be rebirth. This is the abysmal. So you're learning how to face the danger and move forward. Emotional difficulty and abstracting. This is coming. These cards mean the two together are coming into the one. So you're coming into impulsiveness, into the immaturity. into the ignorance. You're seeing all of this, but you're working through it. You're learning how to have patience, and the reckless behavior is all of the part that's working against you, because the idea is to limit so that you can learn what needs to be risked. Then you have the oppression, which is the joyful lake, the pleasurable sexual experience. It is youth, it is flesh, it is the fetal water. It is also facing the danger, emotional difficulties. It is abstracting, but this is to open and to risk. So this is so you're coming through what you're afraid of. You're coming through what you're afraid of. You're facing your fears. You're learning how to find the love for yourself. You're being able to take these chains off and express yourself honestly. But, it's making you a little bit crazy mad and wanting to do it at the same time. And you're learning how to sit still, find some stillness, meditate, find the truth of what it is you want, and then go for it. Basically, this is learning how to get past the restriction, past the exhaustion, past the depression, past feeling cut off or the punishment, and finding the confidence in order to do that. That is what I feel like you're coming into right as you enter July. Now, who else wants to talk for Leo? The dragons. Okay, dragons, tell us about July 1st through the 15th. July 1st through the 15th. Royal Blue and Gold Dragon. Strengthens you to stand in your power with your wisdom. Awaken to your own majestic energy. Wear your cloak and your power with pride. What was I saying? I feel like we're coming back in. I don't feel like the power of the lion is fully going to take over, at least not in the first part of the month. I feel like you're getting your shit together. I feel like you're getting it back together. You're gaining all your power. You're gaining all of your information. You're figuring out where it needs to go, so that you are ready to fully come back into your power, claim what's yours, and take it. Earth Air Dragon represents the perfect balance of heaven and earth, and this is what we all want. We're all trying to learn how to create what it is we want. Stay balanced. Ground your visions. Manifest your hopes and your dreams. This is what they're telling you that you need to be doing. There's one more in here as we're going through the 1st through the 15th. Okay, too many. Still too many. I'm not reading like 9 cards. Can you break it down? Thank you. Silver Dragon illuminates your potential with higher light. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul and see your higher possibilities. All right. It's one of these 3. Which one of you are trying to talk? Where's your biggest challenge? Where's your biggest challenge for Leo? I thought one fell out. Biggest challenge for Leo for the beginning of July. Ooh, upside down. Biggest challenge for Leo. Art is temperance. Your biggest problem here is your fire in your water. Fire and water mingled. It is the revolution. It is spiritual purification and growth. This is don't be premature. Temperance. And then it is given to you with the Knight of Discs, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is reliability, fixed, production to sustain. It is a fire energy. It is Taurus. It is, do I have it in as Taurus? It is Taurus and it is, oh, no it isn't. It's Taurus. It may happen in spring or it could happen in Leo during the summer. This is speaking to you of your ethics, of your instinctive nature, solid, material, and mortal energy. So this is making sure that, you are finding temperance and you are really creating what you're supposed to be creating. And then they give me the Tower. So this is definitely a change, definitely a destruction. You're letting things go. You're cutting cords. Or are you? Because that was under the challenge. So the point is what aren't you doing that you know you should be? More or less, is the very first thing. And in that deck, Tower is also the mouth in Hebrew. So it also speaks to us of what are we not saying? What are we not saying? Because it's communication. And I feel like this whole time is going to be about communication. Which deck? Maybe it's both. What does Leo need to hear? What does Leo need to hear? Caution. There is no truth behind this farce. Farce? I don't know how you pronounce it. Be wary of smoking mirrors. Look closely. Look closely and the illusions will soon melt away and reveal the sanctuary of the only truths that remain. So, like I said, I feel like this is going to be some meditation time, and you're going to be having like a whole circus going on around you, and it is really about keeping yourself together so that you can do this as you regain your power, regain your spirit, reclaim your power, reclaim your kingdom. I feel like you really want to just charge in and great balls of fire and go for it, but I feel like, all right, king of the jungle, all right, king, royalty, get your shit together. You have a whole kingdom to make sure you get right, so get it right. It is time to reel in your warrior spirit. Not all conflict has to be fought. A wise warrior will choose their battles carefully, weigh the risks on the road of achievement, bravery, and then calm. Breathe. Heal your tired body and allow your spirit to find peace, find harmony. The healing journey will take much longer than what you're anticipating. So I feel like this is a very good beginning, but you have to give yourself patience, and then you're going to get there. But if you just try to go at your own pace and you push, you've got to realize it's just not all going to come quite that way. Express your love through your deeds. Is there anything else that Leo needs to hear? Anything else Leo needs to hear? Yes? Begin to see yourself as a spiritual being, having an earthly experience of growth and of transformation. Baby, you are rising to a higher ascension. Give yourself the time to create it as you so see fit for it to be. And it will come. It's meant to come. You're meant for something very powerful. But if you jump in too fast, you just might screw it up. Make clear, calm thinking. Make clear, calm thinking your goal. Avoid hateful thoughts, as they are just as hurtful as physically striking others. I always say, if you want to have a powerful kingdom, it's only as powerful as the king. Leos. You're the king. Create your kingdom. I love you. I'll see you for the second half of July. Bye.